and this is my adventure riding gear, safety gear and comfort gear. So starting off with the Aero Commander helmet, just recently bought that to replace my Scorpion that I bought from Chrome Burner in the Netherlands, and I loved my old modular, but it took a couple of hits, so I had to get the Aero. For what I paid for this, $630 I'm not that impressed with the helmet. Lots of wind noise, so super tight around the ears, and it wasn't until I did the reviews afterwards that a lot of people complained about that. It's tight around the ears and then loose around the bottom part, so the wing noise comes up. And without putting this extra piece on that they give you, oh my God, phenomenal amount of dust and bugs and wind go up underneath this wide chin part. So the visor's also not 100% true. When I look through that and I'm still and I'm looking at a mountain, I move my head a tiny bit, the glass is, it's sort of buckled and it makes your car sick. Whereas my old Scorpion didn't have that problem. Good size visor, but also hate these double D clamps. This is so old school, give us the quick release ones nowadays. That's a pain in the ass putting these on when you've got your gloves on and your hands are freezing cold. So, and the peak wasn't quite as long as my Scorpion. And you got to check these regularly, the screws, or otherwise it wind hammers. But overall, not 100% impressed with that helmet, but really didn't have much of a choice. Out of all the massive superstores I went to, the adventure riding helmet range was quite dismal. And, without having to spend over another $1,000 to get something super top of the range. But you want to try those kind of helmets on. So am I impressed with it? No. But it does the job. My Collins pants, I just bought these on special in Cairns. Apparently this was an Australian manufacturer. He went bust because his gear was falling apart, and yeah, he's right. So I've had it sewn up 100 million times, but they're actually great pants. Good waist adjusting, mesh through the legs that let it breathe, zips on the side to get the boots on and off easy. Good expansion in the knees, so I've pulled all the armour out because I use my knee guards. But apart from that, they were actually great pants. So I'll just keep using them until they die. My armour. So as you all know, I originally bought the Climb Artemis, top of the range of ladies' adventure riding jackets. And, it is a Louis Vuitton of the adventure riding world. No doubt about it, a quality jacket. But it was completely wrong for my journey. My Mad Maxine. So I actually had one of these in Perth. That's what I used to ride on weekend rides with my buddies, but I gave it to Jen before I left. By the time I got to Broome, I just bought another one from there. So it was only $160. When it's hot, I just wear this with my Bonds sports bra top underneath, and that's it. In winter now, when I'm riding through these gnarly trails, I'll just layer. So underneath I have my thermals on, I'll have my puffer jacket on, I'll have my polar fleece on, and I just layer. So this is gold. For me, for me, a armour is the way to go, and I just feel so much safer in it, and it's comfy. The former Adventure Lows, a lot of people will rag them and say, oh, they're not safe and you have to have your knee-high boots and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I've done over 70,000 kilometres, and I love the former Adventure Lows because I can get to camp, take my knee guards off and go trekking up a mountain. They say there's not enough ankle support, but, to be honest, people, when my bike's going to fall, I step away. So I'm don't ride like Toby. I'm not a hero trying to save my $6 million bike from falling and breaking. You'd be surprised how tough bikes are. And they're tougher than my bones. So when she's going to go, she's going to go. Hence, I've not had leg injuries. So I swear by these. And I got the Acerbis. I think these ones are called the Impact 3. So they're articulated. They come down to the top of my boot. 3 easy, thick, wide straps to put them on and secure them. And even when I do get to camp, I leave them on when I'm setting up tents so I don't get gravel in my knees. But they are so super comfortable on. They protect my shins from getting speared by twigs on the side of the track. And they're just bulletproof. I mean, the first pair lasted me nearly 2 years. It was only that the elastics lost their stretch that I, sent them back to my beautiful farmer Eric to use rather than chucking them out, and just bought myself a new pair. So yeah, I mean, look at these ones are only a couple of months old, and I've hammered them, but they just don't break, and they're freaking gold, so I won't leave home without them. I've been through about 6 pairs of gloves, every brand conceivable, and this last pair that I bought, these fly racing ones, I actually really like these, and they haven't fallen apart like all the other brands that I've got. The other brands all within, actually I did have a 5 pair that fell apart in the first week, and they were $69 gloves. The Climbs, they started pulling apart within a couple of weeks. They were $69. And these ones have made it past the 2-week mark, and there's no stitching or anything coming undone so far. So that's actually a great sign, and they were $69. But they do touch screen. They've got these extra hard knuckle parts. I can still put my possum gloves underneath them. And I love this firmness around the wrist. It's more secure when you're actually putting the glove on one-handed. So, yeah, that's great. I really love those. Yeah, I would probably buy those again. Camelback, big disappointment. Top brand. This is probably the third one that I've had. And I always freaking have problems with them. So for a reputable, expensive brand, disappointed. So within the first week, this clip fell off. So I had to use hair ties and make my own clip. This end has fallen off, just went to drink one day and bang, it was gone. So, yeah, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed with Camelback. But you got to have it. You got to have your water. So, one thing I've discovered on this journey and through all the outfits I've had now, never, ever, ever again will I buy an Adventure Rider jacket or pant that has the thermal lining that zips on the inside and the wet weather gear that zips on the inside. Seriously? What's the point? You want to stop for a 5-minute shower? Put your raincoat on. When it gets hot, take it off. What is the point of having your jacket wet and heavy on the outside and the inside still dry? Because the outside's still wet and heavy and it doesn't dry overnight, and then you've got to put a wet, heavy jacket on again the next morning. No, it doesn't make sense. So from now on, for me, definitely outer wet weather gear. So you just wear whatever's comfortable. As soon as it rains, bang, chuck on a lightweight raincoat. So this was a Kathmandu jacket, normally $660, but I would never have paid that price. I got it on sale for $225. It's got the zips under the arms, Velcros around the wrist, lots and lots of pockets. It's Gore-Tex, windproof, rainproof. The hoodie compresses down and actually rolls up, and it sits really nice, jammed behind the back of my neck, nice and soft on my neck, and the water doesn't drip down the back. The front of the neck is nice and high, goes up underneath my helmet and doesn't dig into my bloody throat. And drawstring waist and waterproof, windproof. Off, on. Easy peasy Japanesey. And I can actually wear that when I go hiking out in the bush, when I'm not riding my bike. So $225 as opposed to my, $1,375 Klim. I love this. Same as the pants. These are like fishing wet weather pants. Vigilante, just waterproof, super thin, lightweight, compact, drawstring, button and zip. And then the legs have got the Velcro. So, they'll Velcro around tighter. But if you want to chuck them on just over your boots, like get off your bike, chuck them on, Velcro them up and take off again, and you're dry. And then when the shower stops 10 minutes later, stop, peel them off, chuck them in your bag, go. That's it. That's so much easier for me. Like I said, I won't buy an adventure suit that does the thermal, wet weather, everything on the inside. Too hard. So that's basically all my current adventure riding gear. But, every now and again I'll just come across something that's like, whoa, that's great. So always on the lookout for something new and lightweight. And KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I just want to be dry, warm, and lightweight, have freedom of movement. So, it's a bit kind of like the unicorn of adventure rider bikes. There is no such unicorn, no such thing. So anyway, just keep churning through stuff until I find the perfect combo, but this is it for now. This is perfect. All right, carry on.